Now let's talk about a very interesting service we have, which is the AWS CloudTrail. From a security point of view, from a log monitoring point of view, this service is absolutely important. So first of all, before jumping into it, right, well, let's talk about what is actually a log is all about. Log means any sort of an activity that you do in your respective system. It's been noted down. Correct? You're creating up a file, logs are created. You're deleting a file, logs are created. Right? You have installed up an antivirus. Your antivirus has catched up a malicious files, logs are getting created. So in your operating system, by default, whether it's a Mac, Linux, Windows, right, whatsoever it is, logs are there by default being created, and it's for the security reasons, right? If something goes wrong, their forensics guide needs something to investigate. So logs helps them a lot, right? It kind of notes down a registry, you can think about, where every kind of an activity that you have in your system is being noted down. That's what we have in the log. And the different kind of logs we have in place. Some are audit log, security log, systems log, applications log. But log in general talks about the things, that activities that has taken place in your respective system. It could be a server, your desktop, your laptop, and your mobile phone, tablet, anything. All them has this thing in place, right? So that's what the log importance is all about. Then we have something which is called a SIM solution. So if you have a one single system, so it's great. You can easily go to their respective location where you can find their respective logs, fine, and access them up in place. But SIM solution is very important from the enterprise point of view. If let's suppose, for example, you have 100 of systems and you want to fetch their respective logs, how would you do that? You have something which is called a SIM solution. SIM solution, let's suppose, for example, right now I'm in India, and SIM solution is a centralized place. Like I had installed up a SIM solution in my system. That SIM solution would be fetching up logs from the systems from Japan, from France, from US, from all the different endpoints, or from different solutions we have across the globe. From there, it will be fetching up the logs from those devices, mobile, desktop, laptop, servers, into my system in place, or into the SIM solution. So SIM solution is a centralized place where all the logs from different applications present in different parts of the world and different locations are fetched into, right? And it makes your life much easier to, like, in a one single platform, you're able to monitor what's going on with your different devices across the globe in place, correct? And then there are query languages are there as well. And you can query it out because multiple hundreds and thousands of logs have been collected in a single location. Then you can write a respective queries like you have in the Sentinel KQS, queue to query language. So you can write it up in place. It's pretty simple, as same like the SQL. You write it down, and based upon the query you're putting up, the search are filtered up and you get a proper dedicated logs in place. Let's suppose, for example, I say that I only want the logs from system A and B from January 1st to January 10th. So out of all the logs, only those logs that has been activated for system 1 and 2 or A and B from 1st Jan to the 10th Jan would be shown in front of my screen. They have the query language as well. So some of the example of the SIM solution is Sentinel, Splunk, right? So in the context of the AWS, we have a SIM solution which is CloudTrail. So CloudTrail is a SIM solution into the AWS environment. This is a centralized place where all the logs are being collected or monitored up in place. So any sort of an activity that you do in your respective AWS account is being monitored up into this particular part. So this is what we have into the CloudTrail. And by default, the logs are going to be remain there into the CloudTrail for 90 days by default. After that, they will be automatically getting deleted. So if you want to save the logs for a longer duration of time, so what you do is that you send the logs, you create something which is called CloudTrail. You create something called the trail into the CloudTrail, and then you send your respective logs into an S3 bucket, and then you can encrypt that S3 bucket, right? Okay, you can set up a permission in the policy that only that limited individual would be able to access those logs, right? And those logs remain into the S3 bucket as long as you want to keep them. There is no time limitation for that. So guys, this is what we have in the CloudTrail.